G'day guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I'll be going through how I went in round number 5 of the NRLW, and then I'll be giving you my NRLW round 6 tips. Very excited to jump in and discuss how we went. Really pumped for this one, to be honest. If you guys enjoy my content, please do leave a like and subscribe. It mean the absolute world to me, and I really do appreciate you guys. You know, NRLW obviously not as big as the NRL, but I do want to help grow it more. And you guys have been killing it. Like, I think I'm getting somewhere between like 300 to 500 views, which, you know, for the NRLW is incredible. So I appreciate you guys for that. But let's jump in and see how we went in round 5. So the first game, Bulldogs and Titans. I backed in the Dogs here. Look, I thought this game could definitely go either way. And to be honest, it definitely did, because it was a draw. We get a tick for that one, so that's technically a tip right. At this point in time, after last week where we only got one right, I'll take that. So Bulldogs and Titans end in a draw. We get that tip right. Next up, I backed in the Roosters to beat the Tigers. Roosters proved way too good for the Tigers there. That's 5 from 5 for the Roosters. Really strong start to the season for them. Love it, love it, love it. All right, next up, I backed in the Broncos to beat the Sharks. And another one we get right here. Broncos, too good for the Sharks, winning this one 28 points to 14. That's only one loss for the Broncos. They've started this year off incredibly well. They have the best for and against out of any other club in the NRLW. So we take that tip and we run with it. Next up, I backed in the Cowboys to beat the Warriors. Look, realistically, I didn't know how this game was going to go. Cowboys at home, I thought would be too good. They started the year off pretty well, only one loss. So I backed them in. I thought they get the job done here by 14. They did only win it. The Warriors did win it, but only by 6. So pretty close game, but I think I probably should have been a little less higher on the Cowboys. But in my defense, Warriors had only won one game. Cowboys had won 3 and only lost 1. So I went with my gut. Unfortunately, it was wrong, and that is actually the only one we get wrong. I backed in the Knights to beat the Raiders, and probably one of the Raiders' better performances, even though they went down 18 points to 0. Newcastle looking good once again, even without Tamika Upton. They've only lost one game, so really strong start to the season there for the Knights. All right, and to wrap up the weekend, I backed in the Eels to beat the Dragons. Eels get the job done by 2 points. Such a close game, but that is how we end the week. 5 from 6, not bad at all. We move on to round number 6. So the first game is between the Dragons and the Sharks. I think we all know this rivalry. At least in the men's league, there's a bit of a rivalry. Now, both sides have only won 2 games to start the year. Sharkies for and against is much better than the Dragons. This will be an interesting one. They've only played 2 games against each other, and the the Sharks have won both of them. So I am going to go the Sharks here. I'm not overly confident about that. I'm going to say the Sharks win 1-12. The Knights should continue their strong start to the year. They've beaten the Tigers twice in the 2 times they've played. Knights won 34-6 and 28-8 respectively. So I do think the Knights continue that winning way against the Tigers. They should get another good win. I'm backing in Newcastle 13+. Next up, we got the Bulldogs taking on the Warriors. Also, I said something stupid. I went the Cowboys at home. Last week was actually all played in Newcastle for the Magic round. The women's Magic round. So I do apologise for that. I had a bit of a slip up there. I've corrected myself though. All right, Bulldogs against the Warriors. Bulldogs home game here. Obviously, these 2 sides have not met yet. So this will be a very interesting clash. Look, realistically, it should be a Dogs win. I'm going to say 1-12 because I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors kept with them in this one. So I'm going to say 8-point win there for the Bulldogs. But again, could definitely go either way. Next up, we got the Titans against the Roosters. Titans have actually won 2 of their last 3 games against the Roosters. So definitely a game I could see the Titans putting on a bit of an upset, but Roosters should win it. I am going to go Roosters 13+ though as well, unfortunately for the Titans. All right, next up, we've got the Raiders taking on the Brisbane Broncos. Raiders at home here. Broncos have 95% of the votes, and the Broncos have won all the 2 games they've played. Broncos should win this one. I don't really see a world where the Raiders win, and I think Broncos win at 13 plus. Next up, we've got the Eels against the Cowboys. These teams have met twice. The Eels have won both of those games. I'm going to say the Eels win all 3. They go and get this one done 1-12 over the Cowboys. So my tips for this week are Sharks 1-12, Knights 13 plus, Bulldogs 1-12, Roosters 13 plus, Broncos 13 plus, and Eels 1-12. Let me know who you're backing in the NRLW round 6 down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.